Hello guys, Tower Tycoons! Let's dive into the wild, meme-crazy chaos of Brainrot Tower Defense on Roblox, where the right tower can transform a shaky defense into a legendary win that echoes across the server or leave you groaning at a wipeout like a total newbie. Picture Graipus Medusi whipping those Brainrot waves into submission with its hypnotic tentacles. Pure chaos magic, while Garama and Madandug flop harder than a first-timer's base crumbling under a light breeze, turning your strategy into a hilarious mess. I'm your tower building guide who's lost more bases than I can count, chuckled at Udin Din Din Dun's funky beats fizzling mid-wave, and still chase Kur's icy blasts with relentless passion. We're ranking every tower from the S-tier legends that dominate the battlefield to the C-tier duds that can't handle a whisper, packed with funny fails, smart tips, and tricks to conquer maps, survive those wild waves, and crush your PvP rivals. So grab your cash, stack those upgrades, and let's build the ultimate defense. In Brainrot Tower Defense, towers are your shield against the meme-fueled madness, boosting your game with damage to smash enemies, range to cover the map, and cost efficiency to stretch your hard-earned cash, 500 to 2,000 per wave, or 5 to 10% PvP bonuses. S-tier giants like Graipus Medusi lead with top-tier power, while C-tier flops like Garama and Madandug barely scrape by. Rack up cash by clearing waves or snagging PvP victories, and stay updated with Discord or Trello for the latest changes. Timing is key. Whether you're a newbie navigating easy mode or a pro mastering nightmare, this tier list is your go-to roadmap. Let's get started. Garama and Madandug. This chaotic duo flops harder than a sandcastle in a storm. Total mismatch mayhem. I tested them on an easy mode map under a bright sky, and they went wild, firing in all directions but hitting half the waves, turning my defense into a Garama mess that had me restarting with a grin. They offer a paltry 50 damage per hit and a skimpy 5-tile range, and at just 500 cash, they're a bargain but useless without upgrades. Their sluggish speed and lack of synergy make them a risky choice, leaving big gaps to fill. Place them on open maps to catch a few stragglers, add upgrades for a slight damage and speed boost, then swap them out when you can afford better options. They're a great starting point, but don't rely on them long term. Now, let's step up to B tier, where the towers start earning their keep with some effort. Ideal for mid-game players ready to put in the work. This is where the fun picks up, with solid progress and a few laughs along the way. Udin Din Din Dun. This rhythmic shooter brings a beat that gets your toes tapping, but its punch is weak, quirky with potential. On a medium map under a starry night, its funky rhythm stunned a wave, but with just 100 damage and an 8-tile range, a few enemies slipped through, leaving me with a Din Dun Dud moment. At 1,000 cash, it's a solid mid-tier option that improves with upgrades, especially its stun that disrupts enemy timing. Position it on choke points to control the flow, upgrade for longer stuns and a damage increase, and pair it with heavy hitters to cover its weaknesses. It's a fun choice if you play it right. Dragon Cannelloni. This fiery pasta tower sizzles with heat but can't finish the fight. Spicy yet shaky. On a hard map during a tense afternoon, it scorched a wave with 120 damage over 7 tiles. The heat palpable, but tougher foes broke through, turning it into a cannelloni flop. At 1,200 cash, it gets better with upgrades that spread the flames. Use it on tight maps to concentrate the fire, upgrade for wider spread and extra damage, and support it with range towers to hold the line. It's got flavor, but needs the right strategy to cook. Ballerina Capucina. This elegant dancer twirls with style, but her kicks lack power. A fancy struggler. In a PvP match under the virtual spotlight, she dazzled with 90 damage and 6 tiles. A graceful sight, but collapsed under pressure, making a Capucina crash that had rivals cheering. At 1,100 cash, she shines with upgrades for crowd control. Place her on wide maps to spread the dance, upgrade for better control and damage, and back her up with sturdy towers. She's a beauty, but needs a strong team. Echo Cavallo Virtuoso. This speedy horse gallops with energy but lacks endurance. A quick flop. On Nightmare during a late grind, it raced with 110 damage over 7 tiles. Hooves thundering but faltered mid-fight, turning into a Virtuoso fail. At 1,300 cash, it needs upgrades to stand out. Use it on curves to leverage its speed, upgrade for more damage and pace, and team it with power towers for a charge. It's fast but fragile without support. Strawberelli. This fruity shooter delivers a tart bite, but it's a sour defender at its core. In medium on a sunny day, it's zapped with 105 damage and 6 tiles. The fruity sent in the air, but fizzled against strong waves, making a Borelli bust. At 1150 cash, it needs upgrades to unlock its splash potential. Place it on open fields for coverage, upgrade for range and damage, and add support to turn it into a fruity force. It's juicy, but needs a boost. Flam and Jelly. This fiery fling burns bright but fades fast, a hot mess with promise. On hard during a stormy night, it threw 115 damage over 7 tiles, the heat intense, but overheated mid-wave, making a Flam and Jelly fizzle. At 1250 cash, it improves with upgrades. Use it on choke points to focus the flames, upgrade for longer duration and damage, and pair with stunners to trap foes. It's fiery, but needs staying power. Time to level up to A tier, where towers shine with skill. Perfect for players with some experience and a growing cash pile. This is where your strategy starts to shine through. Karkur. This icy blaster chills the battlefield. A frozen force to fear. On Nightmare, it froze a wave with 200 damage and 10 tiles. The ice spreading quickly, but 2,500 cash stung, making a Kurkur chill. Its slow rate leaves brief openings, so upgrades are essential. Place it on bottlenecks to lock enemies in place, upgrade for longer freezes and a damage boost, and dominate the waves with icy precision. It's a cold king on the field. Los Mateo. This speedy striker hits with pinpoint precision. A sharpshooter's dream. In PvP, it nailed 180 damage over 9 tiles, a blur of accuracy, but 2,300 cash hurt, making a Mateo miss when cooldowns hit. It needs fine-tuning. Use it on curves for agility, upgrade for faster shots and better accuracy, and lead the charge with support. It's sharp, but needs rhythm to excel. Pot Hotspot. This boiling pot scalds with heat, a steamy surprise. On hard, it hit 190 damage and 8 tiles, steam rising high, but 2,400 cash drained me, making a hotspot hiccup when waves intensified. Its splash needs improvement. Place it on open maps to spread the burn, upgrade for range and damage, and melt foes with stunners. It's hot, but needs reach to dominate. And now, we've reached S tier, where towers reign supreme. Crafted for pros with deep pockets and masterful skills. These are the titans that define victory and legacy. Graipus Medusi. This tentacled terror grips with hypnotic power, a sea monster's might. On Nightmare, it's stunned with 300 damage and 12 tiles, tentacles lashing out, but 3,500 cash hit hard, making a Medusi marvel. Its slow attack needs upgrades to keep up. Place it on wide maps to maximize its reach, upgrade for longer stuns and damage, and crush waves with its monstrous strength. It's a true beast. Elefanti Strawberry. This fruity stomper crushes with overwhelming power. A sweet giant. In PvP, it smashed 280 damage and 11 tiles, the ground trembling, but 3,200 cash strain, making a strawberry stomp. Its cooldown needs a boost. Use it on choke points for focus, upgrade for AoE and damage, and dominate with its sweet might. It's a fruity powerhouse. Saturno Saturnita. This cosmic blaster rings with dazzling glory. A planetary powerhouse. On hard, it blasted 290 damage over 13 tiles, rings spinning wildly, but 3,400 cash burned, making a Saturnita surge. Its energy cost needs upgrades. Place it on open fields for range, upgrade for distance and damage, and rule with stellar force. It's out of this world. Major combination. This versatile multi-tool adapts to any fight. A tactical titan. On Nightmare, it dealt 270 damage and 10 tiles, shifting tactics seamlessly, but 3,300 cash hurt, making a combination conquest. Its complexity needs upgrades. Use it on mixed maps for flexibility, upgrade for stats and adaptability, and lead with tactical brilliance. It's a strategist's dream. Los Tralalero, Dicen Tralala. This musical maestro rhythms to victory, a tralala triumph. In PvP, it sang 310 damage over 12 tiles, buffs lifting the team, but 3,600 cash drained, making a tralala tune. Its range needs a boost. Place it on curves for spread, upgrade for buffs and damage, and win with harmonic power. It's a melody of dominance. Want to rule Brainrot Tower Defense? Pair Graipus with Karkur for a stun freeze combo that locks waves and ice. Start with Udin on easy mode to set a rhythm. Farm cash from waves or PvP victories. Newbies, try Garama to learn. Pros, go with Tralalero for dominance. Mix Elefanti with Pot for a Stomp Scald combo that devastates. Prioritize plus damage on Graipus or plus range on Saturno. Grind hard mode and check Trello for updates. The Defender's Boost, 10% cash, is a pro's edge.